Anelli di cipolla fritti. I don't know who doesn't like fried onion rings. And in its simplicity, it's not that easy to make. So I'm gonna go step by step. You follow me and then you'll be able to do it. Cut the onions, nice wide onion. You soak it in milk for about a half an hour or even more, just like that. And then we'll just drain it right in here. And we'll save the milk because that's what we'll make the batter with. So here we have flour. To that, I will add some salt, some baking powder, mix all the dry ingredients, and I will make a batter with this onion milk. So I won't need all of that. That's too much milk, and you can save it for something else. So how dense do you want the batter? You want it dense enough to adhere to whatever you're frying, but still loose enough so it's not too heavy. I'm gonna add some grated cheese for flavor. And cheese, when you cook it, it kind of melts into a crunchy crust. We like that. So I have some questions here, and I am going to, because this process is going to address this question. From Marie Smith from New York. When I fry, she says, the bread coating tends to fall off. How do you prevent this from happening? What's important, Marie, is that you dredge whatever you're going to bread in flour first. And this is where everything else is going to stick to. And what I'm doing is that I'm putting enough so that I fill this all one after another. Not one, because if I put one and then I wait, I'm gonna have to remove that one and then move the other one. I wanna kind of put them in batch full and then remove that batch. I think that will do. Let's soak them well. The temperature for frying is another question. You know, if you want vegetable oil, peanut oil, canola oil, these are all oils that will go to a high temperature before they smoke. And so you want to use these oil to fry things. And you want them for a quick fry. You need a little bit higher temperature, maybe 350 to 370. Drain any excess you don't want. So that's our first batch, and let's go on to the second batch while that is frying. I'm checking on them, and they're floating nicely. Could I turn them a little bit? Yes. So we turn them on the other side. Okay, so this looks great. And whenever you're frying, you see all these little kind of things. Collect that and get it out, because otherwise if it stays in there, it's gonna burn, and then your next batch will have of burnt oil. So collect that out and move on to the next one. Okay. What happens, I put like the last batch, I put quite a few in there. And sometimes they stick to each other. So because, you know, there's a lot of them in there. So don't be afraid to go in there and kind of separate them and let them kind of fry on their own. We're reaching the end, and I'm gonna shut the oil off because there's certainly enough heat to finish these. And so it begins to cool in a way. This looks great. We let it drain a little bit. I'll clean this up, and then just a little salt, and they're ready to eat. Celebrate like an Italian. The aperitivo for Italians is the closing of a day and the opening of the evening, and usually made with a gentler liquor, less alcohol, like Campari, Vermouth, Aperol, some good wine, and some bubbles. So now let's make an Aperol spritz, one of my favorites. So Aperol, and usually I put about a third of each, some nice a dry white wine, or you could put some bubbles in here like Prosecco. Maybe a little bit of club soda just to give it that little extra spark. Always complement your Aperol Spritz with the bounty of the season. Here I have some oranges, and it will really add a spark to this drink. Give it a mix. It's meant to open up your appetite, refresh your palate, and prepare you for the meal to come. So let's salt the onion rings while they're still warm, because you want the salt to kind of penetrate into the onion rings or whatever you're salting. It's always when it's still warm or just fried, that's the time to salt it. And I'm going to just get into it just like that. And it's beautiful even to handle. I just love the airiness of it, the crunchiness. You can feel it under your hands, your fingers. Ooh la la. So certainly this, if you have a dinner party and if you make this in the center of the table, you'll be a great success. But surely, if you put this on a bar or when you have your friends over, they will just disappear immediately. And of course, I left one for myself. I just wanted to taste it and then tell you. It's delicious. The sweetness of the onion really comes through, and then there's the cheesiness, and then there's the doughiness. You know what? I'm going for seconds, and maybe thirds, and maybe fourths. Who knows? Maybe the whole thing.
To learn more about Lidia, access to videos, and to get recipes, tips, techniques, and much more, visit us online at lidiasitaly.com.